Lovely, welcome back to Pokemon Sword and Shield. In this one we're going to take a look at catching a good Ditto. So in particular we're going to be getting our Dittos from a den. The main reason for this is because you really want Dittos with good IVs anyway, which basically is the base stats of your Pokemon. The reason for that is because there's a way of having it pass those IVs onto the Pokemon that you breed with it. So when you're making your eggs and stuff, it's just going to make them more powerful. So whilst you can catch them out in the wild over by the Lake of Outrage, let me just point this out. That across here they spawn, I think, with a 10% chance in any weather. So you can catch as many as you want over there. Or you could do what we're going to do in this video. Ooh, sorry guys, got hiccups coming through. So what you're going to do, you're going to want to come from the breeding centre anyway. It's kind of interesting that they put it right next to it, literally. Can you leave me alone, please, Tyrone? Please? Right, let's just go on the other side of there. And this is our target right here. Now, I'm pretty sure that you need to make it a purple beam. To get it. I've not tested the red ones, so I'm going off what the wiki says at this point. So we're going to go ahead and save. It's also worth noting as well that before you save, you want to set your text to slow. It's going to make things a little bit easier in a second. And then we are going to throw in... Turn the to the side, I don't want to do that. Faces directly to it, which can just make things a bit easier. We're going to throw in a wish piece. So at this point, much like you guys may have seen in the Gigantamax videos, what we're going to do is we're going to press yes, immediately press the home button, whilst keep an eye out for a red or purple beam. Red beam. So if it's red, we're going to go ahead and close the game and then reload back in. And you'll see that obviously the red beam is no longer there, and we can throw the wishing piece back in. This basically saves us all wishing pieces or this kind of stuff. I've seen some people saying that they'd be breaking the saves, but I really don't think that happens. I've done this hundreds of times at this point. I really shouldn't jinx myself, but yeah. Whilst I don't want to say it, there we go, purple beam, excellent. That was actually very well timed. And so that's how you basically just keep on re-spoofing the raid until you get a purple beam. And then what you'll see is we have a Ditto, and it's a 5-star as well. So just to demonstrate the next thing, we are going to go ahead and make a save here so we can reload to this point. But if it's not a 5-star, I highly recommend that you reset it. As in, reset the purple beam. Which you'll see in a second, which we're going to do. That's because, essentially, you will have the same number of max IVs as stars until you get to 5 stars, at which point it becomes 4 or higher. Okay? So, you're not guaranteed... Let me clarify this for a second. You're not guaranteed to get 5 IVs. You're guaranteed to get 4 with the chance of getting more than that, which can be up to 6. So we look at my Dittos that I've caught so far, for example. Most of them... Where's my boxes? A Ditto box. Should probably get that up. Most of them have 4. But the 2 that I've separated down here, look, have 5. Now I'd like to get 6, but I think having a good selection of 5-star is probably ideal anyway. Because that basically just means... and in fact, you would really only need, in my opinion, one that doesn't have max attack and one that doesn't have max special attack, because they're usually opposed to each other anyway, and then you could actually have pretty much a perfect Pokemon every time you breed with that Ditto. So I would say that's the minimum that you should be looking for. So just show you guys how to actually reset which Ditto you get in then, so you can go to invite others and wait for the timer to start. I'm going to go ahead, move forward a day. If that day means you need to go forward a month or a year, then just make sure you're doing that. And then you'll see it resets. In all likelihood, I've probably just lost my 5-star. I have. So in this instance, I'm going to reload my old save, but you guys should cycle through until you get a 5-star Ditto. That would be my recommendation. Now, as for the best Pokemon to bring into this, I'm not decided. I tried bringing in a Magikarp, and the computer just decided to copy a Jolteon. that was an absolute terrible attempt, so don't do that. I bought in one of my strongest Pokemon, which was Bisharp, and it absolutely nailed me. Do not bring Bisharp in, particularly if it has Defiant. It was by the time we'd broken the first shield, it was at max attack, and it was just devastating the squad. So You probably want to bring something that's super effective against itself, something like maybe a psychic type like Solosis or Gothita, something like that. So, what we're going to do is not invite others this time, we're just going to go in to fight the Ditto. Cool, so here we have Ditto. And we should be super effective against ourselves anyway, because when this transfers to being Ghost Ice, I'll be able to use Ghost Moves on it, so that's cool. Here we are. So we're going to go straight into this. Probably want to do Max Starfall. Max Hailstorm in this instance is probably going to be detrimental because that's going to create hail, which is going to affect the rest of the team. Obviously, anybody that doesn't know already, you get a maximum of 4 faints between the squad. Basically, when a Pokemon faints, it'll be recovered the turn after. And so, in this instance, if that Magikarp goes down 4 times on its own, then we all get kicked out of the raid. So we want to avoid that. This is going to have 2 sets of shields as well, so bear that in mind. Notch down to the first one, which is kind of nice. If any of these other ones could go before it goes. Oh, we've got 2 ghost types, that's kind of interesting, because that means 2 of us will be super effective against it. With the only real problem being that fighting type moves will not be effective. Oh, it's good. Turn into Mudbray, that's kind of handy actually. Especially when that's there. Okay, there's its first set of shields. Quite early, actually. So nothing here. Ooh, hail is in fact super effective. So we've got a choice here. So we can either be a bit more damaging to the rest of the party, or let's be super effective. We want to knock it down as quick as we can. Don't do as much damage as I liked, but it is going to. Oh no, it didn't create the snowstorm. I thought it was going to create a snowstorm. Seem to have a nice aggressive team this time around, so that's all good. Ooh, it's hurt Magikarp. Luckily it didn't go down though. Let me do this again. We're probably pretty close to a second shield by now, I imagine. It's probably going to go straight back into them. Yeah, there we go. There's the shield. I always hate the stopgap for the shield. I understand why it's there, but it's like a tiny smidgen of health gone. But this defense is going down. The penetration of that shield is still pretty nasty for it. It's good. It's going to hurt something. It's going to try to hurt me. Wasn't enough though. Making Sandstorm. It's pretty bad. It's probably going to knock Magikarp out. No, it didn't. Okay. Alright. Let's get a nice beam on there. Avoided the attack. I mean, Magikarp's pretty aggressive, but damn. Right, so we just got 1 round of attacks left and then this is done at this point. This is why there's no real point in trying to buff the team. It's kind of a little bit of a frustration in my opinion, because when you've got some really cool like squad abilities and stuff, it just resets them all. Magikarp's definitely going down this time. Nope, doesn't like it did. Magikarp's lasted. Right, that's it. That's going to be game over. The breaking of the shield's probably going to knock us out. Okay, here we are. Okay, and catch this. What a Pokeball you like. It's not like many people are even going to see these. Let's see how lucky we were. So if anybody gets the golden Ditto, as it were, the one with 6 max IVs, let me know in the comments, because I will be jealous. But like I say, if you just get the juxtaposed 5 IVs with the alternate between attack and special attack, you have everything you need to create basically what a perfect Pokemon, as close to perfect Pokemon as you can get, in my opinion. Sorry guys, can't stop hiccuping. Cool. Let's see Ditto's summary. It's not going to let me judge it from here. Let's go to the box. Which is a little bit of a shame that we can't judge it straight from there. So I can go in. Pokemon. Box. Ah. Totally forgot to switch back to the Ditto box. If you just leave it on this box, then all of the Pokemon you catch will go to the same box that you last selected. That's best, pretty good. It's not really what I want. So I'm going to have to release all of these at some point. But that is basically how you want to be farming your high IV Dittos. And is going to be the location of the Ditto Den. Hopefully this was helpful for everybody. I'll catch you all in the next video. See you then.